The year is 1952. Cairo, the city of 1,000 minarets, suffocates under the iron fist of empire. British boots trample ancient streets. The Union Jack, a symbol of foreign domination, flies high above the Nile. Egypt, a proud civilization for millennia, yearns for freedom. This yearning burns in the hearts of its people. Resentment festers with each passing patrol. Every haughty glance from a British officer fuels the fire. But the Egyptians are not a broken people. They will not yield their homeland without a fight. And fight they will, on a fateful January day, in a canal town named Ismailia. This is where the spirit of a nation will rise from the ashes. The Suez Canal, a ribbon of water, a lifeline of commerce, and a symbol of British might. Whoever controlled the canal, controlled the flow of goods between East and West. It was a cash cow for the British Empire, and they guarded it jealously. Egypt, though nominally independent, chafed under this economic and military stranglehold. Nationalist fervor surged through the Egyptian people. They saw the canal as their birthright, unjustly seized by a foreign power. Resistance movements gained momentum. Acts of sabotage against British installations became commonplace. The tension was a powder keg, waiting for a spark. That spark would come soon enough.
Surrender or face annihilation.
The British, arrogant in their power, saw these acts of defiance as a nuisance to be crushed. They decided to make an example. Their target, the Egyptian police force stationed in Ismailia, a vital point along the canal. On January 25, 1952, a heavily armed British force surrounded the police station. An ultimatum was delivered. The terms unconditional surrender, lay down your arms, and submit to British authority. The Egyptians were given an hour to decide, an hour ticking away under the Egyptian sun, an hour to choose between survival and annihilation.
We will fight, to the last bullet, to the last breath.
Inside the police station, the air crackled with tension. The Egyptian officers, vastly outnumbered and outgunned, knew the odds were stacked against them. But surrender was not an option. Not this day. Not when the fate of their nation hung in the balance. Their commander, a man forged in the fires of patriotism, rallied his men. He spoke of honor, of duty, of the sacred soil beneath their feet. He reminded them that they were not just fighting for themselves, but for the soul of Egypt. Their answer to the British ultimatum echoed through the halls. We will fight, to the last bullet, to the last breath. Section 5, Dawn of Defiance. The battle joined. The British, expecting a swift surrender, were met with a deafening roar. From the windows and rooftops of the police station, Egyptian guns roared their defiance. The first shots of the Battle of Ismailia shattered the morning calm. The Egyptians, though few in number, fought with the ferocity of cornered lions. They knew the terrain, they knew every nook and cranny of their city. They poured fire into the advancing British troops, inflicting heavy casualties. The British, taken aback by the fierce resistance, responded with overwhelming firepower. Tanks rumbled through the streets, their cannons reducing buildings to rubble. Section 6. As lions fall, the tide turns. Despite their initial success, the defenders of Ismailia were fighting a losing battle. Ammunition dwindled with every passing hour. Casualties mounted. The British, reinforced and relentless, tightened their noose around the besieged police station.
Yet, we fought on. We fought with the courage born of desperation, knowing that every bullet fired, every minute of resistance, was a victory against an empire. We fought until our guns fell silent, until our ammunition ran dry, until the last of us lay wounded or dead.
Section 7, Cairo in flames, the price of defiance. The Battle of Ismailia was over. The British had won, but at a terrible cost. The ferocity of the Egyptian resistance, the sheer defiance in the face of overwhelming odds, shook them to their core. In retaliation for their losses, British troops and their allies went on a rampage through Cairo. The Cairo fire became a symbol of British brutality. It ignited a firestorm of anger across Egypt and the Arab world. The British, once seen as invincible, were now revealed as vulnerable, their hold on their empire weakening. Section 8. Revolution's Spark, Ismailia's Legacy. The Battle of Ismailia may have been a tactical defeat, but it was a moral victory of epic proportions. It showed the world that Egypt would not be cowed, would not be broken. The courage of the Ismailia policemen, fighting to the death for their homeland, resonated throughout the country. 6 months after the battle, the Egyptian revolution erupted. The monarchy was overthrown, and British rule was finally brought to an end. The spirit of Ismailia, the spirit of defiance, had lit the fuse. Today, the Battle of Ismailia is remembered as a turning point in Egyptian history. It is celebrated as Police Day, a day to honor the sacrifice of those who stood against an empire. Their courage continues to inspire, a testament to the power of resistance